I had a busy ass weekend. I had a busy ass week. I still got more shit that I got to do.
That's part of the
Oh, we're here. We made it finally.
Yes, we are.
After many trial and errors, we got this whole podcast. What? I can't even talk this morning. It's
It's
early.
okay.
This
It's a
whole
podcast.
podcast,
Mm-hmm.
podcast thing figured out. So hey y'all, hey, I am Candace, and we have
Mikkel and Amara.
Mikkel and Amara, and we have the podcast Unpack the Bag. So welcome, thank you for joining our podcast, and yeah, I'm excited. This is a new endeavor for us both. So yeah, Mikkel, I'm pass off to you.
Yes, and so with this new endeavor comes new challenges. So we appreciate you guys bearing with us as we figure out technical stuff, but we're happy you're here. So for this podcast, the big thing behind why we started this is because we need a space so that we are not figuring out this thing called life alone. We have our great conversations in isolation. And we realize that there's so many things that are going on and taking place around us that people have already experienced. They kind of figured it out, or maybe they haven't figured it out, but they're starting to figure it out. And we want to know what y'all doing, and we want you guys to also know what we're doing. So we're not reinventing the wheel, right? We are unpacking our baggage, unpacking our bags together, and get into some actionable steps and get into some resolution.
So I know this is our mic check. This is our first episode. And Mikkel, she's the more technical one. So she needs a script. She needs it to be written out. I'm more of the fly by night. Whatever you get is what you're getting right now. And I'm going to tell you right now today, I'm really not in the mood to be doing this. I had a busy ass weekend. I had a busy ass week. I still got more shit that I got to do. So I'm really not in a place to really say, oh yes, I'm podcasting today. So I'm getting through it. But nonetheless, I'm going to unpack my bag with you guys today. Okay, so this is on. She thought we had an itinerary, but lo and behold, I'm about to throw the shit out the window.
Well, that's part of the whole thing with unpacking your bag, right? We have to still show up for ourselves and show up for the things that we say we're going to do. Because when we don't, we be disappointed. We be upset with ourselves. We be like, damn, I could have been so much further along. That's how I feel about content creating. If I would have started content
Exactly.
creating 2 years ago when I really wanted to, I would have the money that I really want to have right now from content creation. So still
Exactly.
showing up. So thank you, Candace, for
Yes.
showing up, even though you
No,
don't
I
feel
was.
like it.
Listen, so I was like this morning, I really don't have the capacity to do anything because I'm an introvert at heart. So it's like once I start talking to people, it's like I can give you my all, but after a while, I don't want to be bothered. And yesterday, I had an event for my business, and it was people coming back to back to back to back to back for like 3 hours. It was 11 to 1, and like I said, they were coming back to back to back with nonstop. And then once I got home yesterday, I tried to take a nap. That was a bust because I got a 1-year-old, and he was busy. And then I got a wife, so she didn't feel well, so I had to take care of her. So then we decided, okay, well, none of this is really being productive for any of us, so we just gonna go out. So we went to a trunk or treat last night. So we entered him into a costume contest. Then we had to find something to eat. Then we had to walk around the plaza, obviously, for the trunk or treat. So it's like I'm really at my not wits end, but I really need to recharge, so to say. So once I'm done with this today, I'm definitely going to recharge. And I want to see Woman King. So I'm going to take a movie date to myself. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, I've heard great things about Woman Gang, so I hope you enjoy your movie date and you enjoy your movie. So, if we move into why this is important. So, obviously, we know for you right now, this is important because it's giving you a space to release um, your pressure that you're feeling right now, this demand to get everything done. So that is one of the purposes for us creating Unpacking the Bag. What other purposes do you think you have, Candace? What other purposes?
I really shouldn't be smacking while recording, should I? I feel like that was a big smack.
It's
Did I come
okay.
off
You
very
being your
loud?
authentic self. It was
That
loud,
was
but
very
you
loud.
authentically you.
Nah. But no, it's really I see this and I'm moving into a space of, like you said, us really being able to comb through our bullshit, essentially. Like just being authentic and not believing that we're going through this journey alone. Because I feel like so many people are just, I wouldn't say people, I'll say millennials. So that 25 to like 35 range is like really going through a space of like unsureness, and being that we're so secluded, like we're always on our phone, but we don't really have that heart to heart with people a lot. Um, so it's really just trying to necessarily get to a space where we're building our tribe, our community of individuals that we can lean on to get that support, to have that conversation, to talk our ideas through, so we not so much in our head. Because I know for me, I am a major overthinker. Like I will overthink everything to the T. And that's not conducive for me. But if I have somebody to kind of talk the conversation through with, then I alleviate that pressure on myself, number one, and then I also have new ideas coming from that person. And this is what this space is for. So not only is it just a podcast for us to talk, it's also going to be a Facebook community too, where the conversation can continue on over there as well. So anytime that you guys feel like there's a certain particular topic that you want to touch on that we haven't touched on, or you have ideas that you can further elaborate on, definitely leave it in the comments on Facebook or on YouTube as well. And we'll definitely touch
Yeah,
bases
I
on
want
it.
to go back to what you said about community, because for me, this community is going to be not a crutch, or not in a crutch in a negative way, but it's going to help provide a support for me, because I get so tired in this entrepreneurial journey, and the whole conversation of saying, oh, you got to keep trying, you got to do this, you got to do that, but there's no specific steps. I am all about actionable steps right now, and so many times people will just give you this broad answer or response, and sometimes it's because they don't have a real response, sometimes it's because they don't want to share it, and this is not the space for people who don't want to share. We sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, because all of it's just information. None of it's, I hate that I even said the good and the bad, because it's really just information. And we're sharing all of it because you don't need to go through a trial or a tribulation to get to your next big moment. You could start at the big moment and just get bigger. And so we're going to, be able to build that community of people who are like, nah, sis, nah, bruh, you ain't got to do it like that. Don't even bother, subscribing to this. Just don't even bother with that. Or, yeah, you gonna have to figure out that goddamn social media. You tired of it, but you gonna have to figure it out, because that's what's gonna help you grow your audience. And then when you figure it
Exactly.
out, it's like people tell you figure out social media, but they don't tell you how. I want to talk to the people who gonna
Exactly.
tell me how. Do this. Draw a
Exactly.
picture. Record a video of your
Exactly.
kids. What are you doing to help
Exactly.
you figure out your social
Exactly.
media? That is what Unpacking the Bag is about. It is about us talking about what exactly,
Actually
getting to
having
the point,
actionable steps. That's
period.
what you said. Actionable steps. Like
Yes.
actually speaking fully. Like I understand it's a lot of entrepreneurs out here and we can't give away everything for free. I get that. But at what extent do we stop charging a price for everything and just start helping one another? Because that's just a humane thing to do. Social media for me is not fun. I do not enjoy social media. And I've had this conversation with so many different people about it. And they're like, "Oh, it's so fun. I could get on there and just be like recording these videos and doing that." Well, the perfectionist does not allow that to happen because everything has to be right. I have to make sure I sound correctly. I have to make sure I'm putting on my best face. And I mean, really, that's something that I'm working on because I know that's not realistic for anyone and people want your most authentic self. But just coming up during the time that I did come up, so that was what, the late 90s, early 2000s, you always put your best foot forward. So my best foot forward is making sure that I'm highly presentable. But I know the world now is kind of getting away from that. Not necessarily unkept or whatever, but more so in a realm of like however you show up is how you show up, whatever it
Right.
is.
Because your best doesn't have
So
to be that consistent, like I have to do, that exceptional job that I did before. Your best is just showing up the way you are today and trying. And that's the message that
exactly,
I like to present to myself. My best is not always going to be the same, my best is going to change. And it's like today, you showing up today and you just getting through it. That is your best today. And that's good. That's good enough, and it's going to keep you on the path to make progress instead of setting yourself back. So,
exactly.
if you guys can relate to anything that we've been saying,
Clearly, Amara can because she all up in the microphone.
sorry.
But now, if this resonates with you, definitely share this podcast with others that you feel would benefit from it too. Continue to check in yourself and be sure to join us on social media too, because like we said, this is a community that we're building and it's going to be for all of us and it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. And we're all going to work through our bullshit together. And we're not going to have to spend thousands of dollars on therapy to just get through. Although I'm
Right.
cool with my weekly appointments though.
Right.
It doesn't cost me thousands of dollars because I utilized my insurance thoroughly. Definitely
Right.
uses that. But nonetheless, it is a space outside of therapy. So I'm not going to say don't go to your therapy sessions because they are important, but it's definitely a space outside of the typical therapy session. It's just with your homegirls. They just talking. You just have one that's ultra like technical, and you just have one that's just going to tell you what it is.
Whatever, because that role
She not like
switches
that, y'all.
often between us, right?
It
Which is
it
why
really does.
we have conversations that invoke us to have good thought and to be introspective, because we don't sit in one role in our conversations. We switch. Sometimes you the technical one, and I'm like, bitch, get it done. Just get through it. So it does switch,
Yeah.
and then we will continue to have these conversations. We will be posting bi-weekly new podcast
Yes.
episodes. And
Bi-weekly on Tuesdays. Bi-weekly on Tuesdays. Bi-weekly on Tuesdays. And I said it multiple times because that's my way of holding us accountable. Because if you guys heard it, that means it has to get
it's
done.
gonna get done, because we both perfectionists in that we don't want to be saying stuff and don't follow through. That is not either one of them.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we want to touch base on today? Because it's a lot. I know I said I'm a lot, but listen, it actually helped because guess what? I'm not so much in my head anymore. Like I'm actually pretty good. We can keep this convo going if you want to.
Oh, really? So,
Yeah,
I guess we can go back to actionable steps. Nah, no, not actionable steps. We can be more
that's our new thing
clear.
is actionable steps. Which I love the word actionable steps. It just sounds so like you gotta get it done. You gotta have those actionable steps. It's like a performance review. Oh well, let us do this then. Let's tell these people who we are. We could do that because I don't think we did that. We did the
Yeah.
mic check of what the podcast is, but we didn't say who the hosts are. So, backtracking a little bit, I'm Candace, and I am a HR professional by day, and I'm a financial educator at night. I own Building Blocks Financial Solutions, where we help people build the wealth they deserve, and that's through proper tax preparation. We also offer life insurance and financial literacy. So we aim to help small business owners, mompreneurs, but if you are a person that wants to get their finances in order, we are certainly here to help you figure out how to make your financial situation better so you can build that financial freedom mansion that you deserve. So I also have a 1 year old. I am married to my wife. We've been together for 11 years, married for 2017. I can't do the numbers. I know my
Shame
wedding
and
date
a
is April
scandal.
14th. Listen, my wedding date is April 14th, 2017, and this year is 2022. So that is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. No, that's not right. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 5 years. Listen, I told y'all, I'm here. I'm here. Okay, I'm here. I knew the date, April 14th, 2017. Give me some kind of credit.
You definitely getting the credit, sis, because I was like, oh, dang, when did I even get married, sis?
See? Look, I can't give it again, but I can give you the specifics of it
And
though.
that's
So
important.
yeah.
So I am a Mikel Adewumi Adewumi. Listen, the last name is new for me too. I am a wife. I'm a mom of two girls, and I don't have a career. I'm actually in the search for my next career. I'm a former educator. Left the classroom because my expectation of public education and what was happening wasn't aligning, and so I was becoming too exhausted and too burnt out, literally burnt out. Like y'all kids could have been in my classroom cursing and fighting, and I probably would have been like, "Do you, boo? Do you?" I was burnt out, y'all. So I am not currently in an education role. I am currently at home and pursuing that full time. And we will definitely get into my journey as being a stay-at-home mom and my struggles with my unrealistic expectations of myself and what it means to be a stay-at-home mom. But I am the co-founder of Toodles Travel Inc., and it's all about traveling and creating life experiences around the world with your kids, because I value traveling with my children. And I do find that when we travel together, we learn the most. And so I, uh, I don't have nothing else to say about it. I'm done. Okay.
Fine.
So, I wanted to go back to actionable steps because I thought about something when you were talking about your, when you were doing your introduction, actually, because one of the things that resonates most with me is when my mama be like, a closed mouth can't get fed. And I feel like my generation, our generation, millennials, we often, we partially open our mouth. We'll say to each other, like I will say to you, hey Candace, I'm struggling with this, but I'm not saying it out loud. Like I'm not saying it to enough people. And, as my friend, as my cousin, you are able to help me with the extent that you're able to help me. But with this podcast, I'm saying it out loud what I'm struggling with. I'm opening my mouth so that I can be fed and so that I can get the things that I need from having these conversations. So my closed mouth
Exactly.
will be fed because I am unpacking my bag and I am saying out loud every day we have a podcast, I need X, Y, and Z. I need to talk about my struggles as being a stay-at-home mom. Please help.
Yes. Because we talk every day. And when I tell y'all every day, we talk every day. So it's like one day I need advice, one day she need advice, and it's like
Man,
our brains are constantly in the realm of helping one another. But guess what? We want to get everybody to help us now. We want to hear varying opinions versus just our two opinions that we got. So
exactly.
that's the whole purpose of unpacking the bag. So we gonna unpack it together because just like I was able to unpack today and was like, I didn't have the capacity, but I talked it through with you guys and Mikhail, and guess where we at? We here.
Feeling better,
So
feeling ready to go and tackle the day. All right. Feeling
yes,
motivated to get some things done. And that's important.
definitely, because I'm gonna get some things done, and I'm a very much a person of like checklists. So if it's on my list, if it's on my to-do list, it has to get done, or I'm gonna feel unaccomplished. So I'm gonna take my self-care. I'm gonna send out my emails for my business later, and then I'm just gonna relax because it's actually Sunday, and I'm supposed to be cooking today, and I'm going to cook because I don't feel like spending money, so I'm gonna do it.
Hmm. Spending money, getting to the budget, another topic, right? So, guys, we're not gonna keep rambling. We have a lot in store for you guys, a lot of different topics from budgeting to mom to finances to travel.
Travel.
We're gonna be talking about everything, and we hope to have you guys joining in the conversation. Please follow each of us on our social media platforms. I'll give you mine. You can follow me on Toodles Travel Inc., or you can follow me on my personal page, which is Mikel Adewumi. And then, of course, join our Facebook group, Unpacking the Bag, so that we can continue our conversations from the podcast. But just to know me as an individual, follow my personal page or my travel page. Candace, what you got?
Definitely. So you can find me on Instagram at queen.candace, and that's queen, Queen dot Candace, CandaCe. You can also follow my business page as well on Instagram, which is Building Blocks Financial Solutions, and that's at BBF Solutions with the F with the S. So that's BBF SOLUTIONS. So you can find me on both of those outlets on Instagram. On Facebook, my name is Candace Grover Harmon. But obviously, you can always find me in the group, so you can add me as a friend from there. And the name of the group is Unpacking the Bag. At least that's the hope. We really haven't even looked on Facebook yet. I probably shouldn't be telling y'all this, but we're going to have a name and we're going to drop it in the link so you guys can be sure to go and like it and subscribe and all that other good jazz. So, yeah, that's all I
Y'all
got.
see who was technical just now? She done spelled out her business stuff for y'all. I said Mikkel Adewumi. Hopefully y'all will spell it the correct way. Bye, Candace. Okay. Bye,
See
guys.
y'all later. Until next time, we're going to be unpacking the bag. Deuces.